Hi, everyone, and welcome to an historic night for the State of the Union address. I'm still working on this thing here real quick, and we're going to get this going here real fast on X since it screws up all the time. I'm going to make sure it's playing here and on get X going. There we go, right there. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. See if I can watch the chats in here. I doubt it. I probably have to go in a different way to watch. No, it should be there. Let me see. All right, we're going to see if that works. I'm going to leave it right there, and we'll see what happens. Guys, hey, welcome to the show, everyone. Well, I didn't spell that right. We'll be waiting for people to come in slowly but surely. I'm here to set up right now. Damn it, I can't spell if I had to. Everyone. I'm telling everybody hi in there, guys. Welcome to the show, everyone. And we're going to get ready and watch the State of the Union here in a little while. So right now I'm just getting everything set up, make sure everything's working. So you see here, we're going to be watching it on Fox Live. And I got an itch in my ear. So we're going to be watching everything going on. And of course, I will not be talking over President Trump as he goes over all this stuff. So we will have a lot going on here. So make sure you get in the chat. You say hi so I can see that you're here. Let me go over here to X and see what's going on. We've got a little bit going on here, guys. So make sure you jump in the chat and tell me hi. And we're going to have great conversations as we go because we're streaming live from everywhere. From Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble. We got Wimpkin. We got Kick. We got, who else we got? We got Getter and the Getter Gang. And they'll be in here right shortly because I usually don't go live until 9 o'clock. But hey, Radical Right, what's happening, man? So we had to go and up. You can see Trump right there. They're leaving for the Capitol now. Jumping into his armored car right there. So you know how long it takes them to get down through there. But hey, guess what? Of course, Democrats are trying to run their own special little deal. Mr. Joe Public, what's going on, man? And trying to do some counter things that people are going to watch. The idiot liberals can sit there and live in this dream world of lies from the Democrats all they want, because that's what the problem is. They don't want to hear the truth. And with them refusing to go to the State of the Union shows how pathetic they are. This shows how bad the division that they want in this country, because they don't give a shit about the United States of America. They care about the money and the power. That's all they care about. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a fact. And because some of the things like I was going to go over today, if it wasn't the State of the Union, and that is the Democrats are so mad that Trump sealed the border, and now they are hell-bent on ending immigration enforcement. Oh, yeah. That's just one of the things here. What else we going on here? We're also talking about concerns grow among Biden's close friends as he battles cancer. Well, you shouldn't have tried to hide it from the public and got him treatment before he got into the White House, which we know he had it prior to, and they covered it up with all his physical and exams and everything like that to make him look like he's a barrel, but 100% better than he'd ever been. That was from Gumby from MSNBC, that dumbass. But they hid all kind of medical problems for this man instead of getting the treatments. But he was only there 40% of the time, and he was probably getting some kind of treatments while he was off tanning his raisins on the beach somewhere. What else are we going to do? I'm going to save this one for tomorrow. This is about CNN. And I'll put that back in to my inbox. What else we got? Priceless video. A woke woman fled to Canada because of Trump. Now she's reduced to begging because she had no idea how bad it would be in Canada. Yes. Well, you get what you deserve. So stay there. We don't want you back. All right. Let me go back over here. Monty, what's happening, Monty? Welcome, bud. Come on, everybody in X. Get over there and say hi to me. Everybody in Facebook, come on, join the crowd. Come on and say hi. Join Monty in there and give us a shout out so we can give you some things. We're just going to go over a couple of things while we're waiting. You see now on the screen there, you see Trump heading that way. But it always takes time for him to get down to the podium and shake hands with everybody on the way down. But with no Democrats going to be there, this should go pretty quick, don't you think? Yeah, okay. What do we got now? How Trump's ICE built nationwide police alliance right under the Democrats' noses, and they can't stand it. Well, we got J.D. Vance walking into there right now, if you can see right there, guys. Let me shrink me a little bit here. How about that? Let's see if I can shrink me a little bit. There you go. You can see J.D. Vance walking in right there. And what else we got here? Yes, the ICE and, of course, a majority of the police want to help ICE to get these criminals out of our country, but not the Democrat-run states. Oh, no. You do that, you're going to get fired. There's one woman that got suspended from her job as a police officer because she called them. And we'll have that on tomorrow night's show, guys. I did save that one for then. We also have a former UK ambassador, Pete Mandelson, has been arrested amid Jeffrey Epstein investigation. This is stuff that I was going to go over tonight, and I threw some stuff out that was really not worth it. So should go in and slap the hell out of Thune. Yeah. Wonderful what kind of bullshit the Democrats have planned for tonight. They are like tantrum. They are, Miss Joe Public. They are. They're like little kids in a grocery store, didn't get what they want, so they slam themselves on the thing, kick their feet and stuff. This is what the Democrats are. They are pathetic. It's unreal. And I want to get some liberals in here to try to prove me wrong that this country is way better off. They've been spewing stuff like, oh my God, Trump's inflation only went down 2%, but it was at 9% under Biden. So it's down to 2.4 now from 9% under Biden. But you got to get the New York Times is posting this shit, showing the graphs where it went up through Biden, and under Trump it's went down, 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 down. It's not went up. They posted it, but they bashing Trump because it only went down to 2.4 from 9%. This is what you get from these fake news media people. It's unreal how they can actually do this. Now we got an activist judge here. A judge blocks release of report on Trump classified document case. They're trying to hide the truth that we know already that the FBI under Christopher Wray lied to the Pfizer courts to gain truth, and Biden was involved in the raid on Mar-a-Lago. We talked about that yesterday. This is a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, I wanted to save this one too. I think there's some videos with this one. I'm going to save this one. This was about Newscomb, that piece of shit. Somebody ought to actually put on there on X a AI version of Newsom with actually some muscle. That man wouldn't know what a muscle is if it smacked him in the face and said that MAGA are intimidated by Newscomb. Oh, I told her, bring it on. He's just nothing but a little bitch. And bring him on. And of course, you don't get no response from people like that because they're cowards behind a computer. And what do we got here? Maha allies rage over Trump's support for controversial weed-killing chemical. Well, you got to kill them somehow. But that's just some of the stuff that we were going to go over on this. And why am I not caught up? Rumble is slowing down here. I got to get it caught up here. But we're going to watch this guy. Hey, Rock Johnson, what happened in Rock? We got a Rock Justice in here, right over here, man. I said Johnson and met Rock Justice. So, yes, guys, we got a lot going on. Let me shoot back over here to X. Make sure nobody's saying something over there. Come on, X. Y'all say hi. Everybody in Facebook, get on here. Say hi. They lie for a living. That's right, Radical Right. Whenever they open their mouth, they lie. But you know what? The bad part is the idiots that believe these lies. And we can prove everything that they say has been a lie, but they don't want to hear it. A friend of mine, and that I went to school with, his sister, come on there and was sitting there saying, for those of you who going to watch the State of the Union, leave the page. But for those of you who are smart enough to do anything else but that, they don't want to hear the truth. And she made a list of stupid shit that they're going to do instead of watching the truth come out. The facts that the country is way better off under Trump than it was under Biden and the corrupt Democrats. They don't want to hear the truth because we know the facts. You can see it. All you got to do is open your eyes. Prices of everything have come down dramatically, like 40%. It's not going to happen overnight. They think a miracle because everything didn't come down 100% from under Biden that Trump's doing a shitty job. No, he's got to worry about getting the illegal criminals out of here that the Democrats let in here that caused inflation to go up. The overspending that the Democrats did that caused inflation to go through the roof, that caused everything to go through the roof, the prices of everything. Trump handed them an inflation rate of 1.9, I believe it was, or 1.6, one of those two. And they run it to 9.2 or 9.4, something like that. I can't remember. But it's a fact that this is what's happened under Biden and the corrupt Democrats. And it continues under these Democrats. And they don't see it. They want to believe everything that they're being told. Prices are not going up. Nowhere. And it's just unbelievable. If you see a gas price going up, it's because the gas stations are trying to price gouge. Because prices have been coming down, 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 down under Trump since he started. So these idiots are too damn stupid to come in here and try to get us on something, because we will face them and we will throw them under the bus because we can prove, we can fact check every damn thing that they say with proof. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to do that because they're scared. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hate Trump. Why? Because the Democrats tell them to. That's the only reason. They don't see the proof that the fact that Joe Biden's a pedophile sniffing kids right on TV. We got proof of that. The lies are bad, but people who believe them are worse. Fucking stupid sheep. Exactly right, Joe Public. That is a fact. You're stupid if you can't see the truth. Barely down here, but I hope eventually. I know it fluctuates in Pennsylvania because we got the highest gas tax ever in here. You got stupid Shapiro and feeding his bullshit, stealing $1 million to go remodel or renovate his mansion in Philadelphia, which I don't know how the hell he was allowed to do that. Oh, we got so much going on, guys. Pennsylvania's got to change. California, we got 2 Republicans notching their way up the ladder for governor. Yep, there you go. There's Fetterman right there. He's in between here. He's in between. You know, sometimes he got some common sense to him. Then he goes back to this way, and it's like I blame that on his brain damage. But yes. All right, let me look over here. I cannot open those right now. But we still got a lot of things going on. Don't forget to get in there and say hi, guys. We're going to have a great show for tomorrow night, too, 9 p.m. I got a lot. I got to go to my doctor's tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I got to be there. So, my nerve doctor, Marilyn, is terrible. And PA2. Oh, yeah, that's for a fact, Sean. So, come on, everyone there next. Get in there and say hi to me. There's like 40-some people in there, I think, right now. So, come in there and say hi. All you got to do is say hi. It's 2 letters, H-I. Or you can put kiss my ass. I don't care. I'm good with it all. Put whatever you want. Middle finger, throw it up there. I'm good. At least I know you're there and you're alive. And we got to get Getter guys in there. We got Getter guys. We got everybody in Getter. Get in there and say hi, guys. I can't see the number of people in Getter, but the Getter gang sits there and gives me some shout outs and tells me how many we got throughout the night. So that's a good thing. So we end up with somewhere between 4,000 or 5,000 people a night watching the show. I want to build those numbers up because we need people to realize that the truth is here. It is here. You're not going to get it anywhere else but here on the conservative viewpoint. You're not going to get it from fake news media. No, hell no. And you're not going to get it from Democrats at all. Cost of living is way too high and getting worse. And that's because of the states. They're doing that stuff. It's unreal. The states don't want to bring cost of living down. It's getting worse with that jihadist Muslim dude in New York. Oh my God, is it getting bad? Then you got Spermberger in Virginia. That's going to get worse, guy. You got socialists all over the place. And these people are finally realizing in New York, they screwed up. But you could fix this, New Yorkers. Get in there and recall that dumbass. Get him out of here. A man that's never had a job in his life, but a failed rapper. Democrat shitholes. Exactly, radical right. You get Maryland. Maryland got that West dumbass as governor down there. That bitch. Oh, he's about as worthless as shit in Maryland. Man, that's bad as news. You got to get him going too. There's you got that shithole Chicago. Oh yeah, you guys and Newsom. Yeah, I don't even need to talk about that. Newsom is a worthless. But we're going to try to keep it a little bit clean here. Yeah. So, we got Ramaswamy. He's running for Canada Ohio governor. I think that'd be good for Ohio. Yes. Wes Moore, yes, is the governor of Maryland. He's worthless. He is worthless as Shapiro. Every one of these Democrats are corrupt as shit. They want their money laundering operation back. When Shapiro stole $1 million to go renovate his personal residence when he lives in a mansion in Harrisburg, that shit should be dead. So we got to make sure we get this changed this coming election, guys. Don't stay in, get out and vote. It doesn't matter if it's a general election. You definitely got to get out in primary because everything that Trump is going to talk about tonight, guys, is contingent. Remember that. If we do not win the primary election in November, everything that Trump's done is says tonight is done. It is dead in the water. If Democrats regain power in either house, it's done. Trump's presidency, it will be a lame duck. If we do not control both, at least one house, Trump will be impeached. And not long after that, you're going to see, Vance. He's going to be impeached. They're going to have their House Speaker in there, and they're going to put him in place as president. And then the Democrats will control it all. Then this country is done. And that's not a lie. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. This is exactly what's going to happen. They are going to kill the filibuster, and they are going to run wild with everything that they want to do. This is a fact, guys. Daniel, what's going on? Tim, what's happening, Tim? Welcome to the show, guys. We've got a couple more minutes here, and we're going to see. We see Vance and Mike Johnson up there. And I wish they would get a new Speaker of the House. Mike Johnson was okay when he first started talking about how he's never going to sign a CR. Well, guess what? He's never done anything else but sign CRs. So he's not lived up to his name. He's not fighting for us at all. Charles, hi, Charles. Welcome, man. We got about 10 minutes left here, guys. So get in here and say hi, everyone. If you're on X, if you're in Rumble or Facebook, everybody come on here and say hi. And give me a shout out so I can see some people in here. Get over here and get to saying hi. Impeachment for the next 2 years. Exactly, Joe Public. And there's no lie, guys. It's what's going to happen. Democrats are going to go wild. They're going to bring back everything that Trump has fought to shrink down the government, to save the money that he's saving. And the money laundering operations are going to go wild for these Democrats, and they're going to become bigger millionaires when what they are. There's too much going on that Trump has done that the Democrats will unravel the first year that they get back into office, which will be 2027. If they control anything, the Senate, the House, it doesn't matter. Trump's presidency is going to be a lame duck for the next 3 years. Nothing will be done at all unless the Democrats keep their rhinos and they start forcing out things, whatever house they control. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you guys, it's going to get bad. It's going to get ugly. And this country is going to turn over into socialism. And that will cause a civil war. I'm telling you now, don't think it won't, because what's going on right now could cause a civil war. And this is not what we want in this country. But the Democrats want chaos. They want violence. They want pedophilia. They want all of it because they have nothing else to run on. So allowing mental illness to run free, this is what they're running on. They're betting on the mentally ill voting for them. They're betting on the illegal criminals voting for them. This is what they're hoping for. Oh, yeah. Let's see what he's talking about right now.
The president's address will be followed by the Democratic response from Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberg.
Joining us with a preview of tonight's events are Larry Kudlow, Harold Ford Jr., Dana Perino.
Well, I'm not going to listen to them. I was hoping that I'd seen J.D. Vance talking in a mic, but nobody, they're talking. So they need to let Vance talk because he's saying something, but they're not letting him speak. So, and then Speaker Johnson saying something, but and they're still talking over here. So
stuff sometimes. And he's got a task ahead of him to try to convince people that the economy that they feel isn't going so well for them is actually doing very well. That's not an easy task. Maybe he can do it.
8:50.
And it'll be an exciting night with the U.S.
All right, shut up and see who they're talking about.
So we can all look forward to that. So we'll see how it goes.
You know, Larry, as we look at other officials coming in to the House chamber, this speech is mostly about the U.S. economy. It's mostly about trying to talk to American voters who mostly say they don't feel great about the U.S. economy as of yet, despite the stats.
We're going to listen to what Trump has to say. Hi, Mark. What's going on, Mark? Is Pat in there somewhere? I can't see that. Pat, are you here? Come in, say hi, Pat. I can't see you. All right. And these guys got to quit talking. I want to hear what's actually being said there. I don't want to listen to those people in Fox say stuff. So we're going to see. We got about, what, 7 minutes, I think, here. Where are we at? Yeah, about 7 minutes.
As the dominant nation.
So I wonder, he better have the sergeant at arms ready there, because there is some Democrats sitting over here, I see. But we got to watch. This is what we're going to talk about. Yeah, I'm telling you, Radical Ray. There's some of this stuff we're going to watch, what the Democrats, the camera's going to pan on them, and we're going to see what kind of babies they are, because they have no couth to them whatsoever. And I could care less if any of them showed up. I really could care less. There's Pat. Hi, Pat. All right, guys, and Getter and Facebook and Getter and everywhere. Come in, say hi. I can see you guys. If you say hi, I can see your comments pop up. So come on in and say hi. I can bring them up. I go bring up Facebook so I can see that. Of course, Facebook yesterday, Ben took off one of my shows for a 30-second clip that they said was copyright. Oh, yeah. A 30-second clip. Okay, that one's going. You see my comments over here. Oops, shut the volume off there. Hi, Becky. Hi, Becky. Your comment did not show up, Becky. Becky's over there. There it is. It popped up now. Becky's over there on Facebook. Who we got now over there? Are they letting them talk?
Or plus are not.
No, they're not letting them talk. Drunken Globucher. Yeah, I can't say that name. They're probably having a pizza party. That's funny right there, Radical Right. Guys, what's happening, everyone? Let me go over here. I gotta keep looking around, make sure it's running here. Facebook is like froze up over here or something. I don't know. For me, it's froze up. Let me see. There it is. All right, we'll run it here again. I gotta keep going to the other ones. I can see comments, but once Trump starts, I shall. I see Shell over there and Getter and the Getter gang. And we got the Wimpkin Warriors down here. Mark is from the UK. And Colin is not in yet. But Vic is still going on. Nirvana Vixen 29, the Rebel Chick with a cause, is still going on right now. So there's still people over there. So we'll get some more people coming in, rolling in here after a bit. But got a lot going on here, guys. Tonight we're going to see and hear stuff in this historic State of the Union for Trump's second. There's a piece of garbage right there. Roberts. Liberal ass judges. Colin, there's Colin right there from Scotland. Colin, how you doing, Colin? Guys, we got a lot. We can't wait to hear. Of course, it's going to focus on the economy and everything like that. That's going on the border. You know, we're going to hear stuff about that and the future and what to expect. Wendover, what's happening, Wendover? Conrad, what's happening, man? What we could see the next 3 years in this country if we keep control of both houses. If we don't, guys, you heard what I said. It's a fact. This is going to be a lame duck government, lame duck presidency if we do not keep this. The country is going to turn into a dumpster fire. Oh, yes. If the Democrats get any control of power, you can guarantee it's going to start looking like New York. Marianne, the lovely Marianne, just popped in there. Hi, Marianne. And what else is going on here? I'm looking at everywhere in here. We're going to be getting started here real shortly. There is J.D. Vance's wife, right? It looks like her, I think. And did you hear the Democrats bashing the U.S. hockey team for going to the White House? Are you kidding me? These crime. I think I have stuff for tomorrow on this too. They are the biggest whining ass crybabies in the world. I tell you what, I have never seen a more pathetic party in my life than these dumbass Democrats. Oh yes. And guess what? I used to be one. Y'all know that. Yes, I was one for 38 years, I think it was. I voted for Trump the first time as a Democrat. Oh, yeah. Don't crucify me for it. Yes, it took me a long time to wake up. Whoa, there she is.
And the sacrifices of
there she is. There's the elegance.
Huge applause.
Back in the White House right
he
there.
He was extremely, he seemed really at ease and really ready to go. He wished it was starting earlier.
Let's listen in. That's the First Lady and Barron Trump.
There's class right there. That's class. Right there. And look the difference between that and what Jill Biden, the couch cushion wearing person, oh yeah.
Barron Trump at New York University, and obviously the First Lady after a documentary.
Rubio.
Which, she's getting a lot of praise for. There you see the cabinet led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and behind him Treasury Secretary.
You've never seen such a good administration right here coming in.
Extremely busy, bouncing around in a number of hot spots, and we are here tonight as tension rises in Iran. And real questions about the way forward.
Yeah, Marco Rubio's had a lot of spotlight on him lately. The Venezuela operation went very well, and he is in a very powerful position right now, as is Scott Bessent, as he has assured the country that we're heading toward 3 years of economic boom, which, of course, the president wants to make a reality in this speech tonight as well. So he feels very good about his cabinet. He told us that today.
Let's take a moment and listen to the action on the floor as we pause to the top of the hour in our special coverage of the President's State of the Union address. A live look at the U.S. Capitol and inside the House chamber. It's a brisk evening here in Washington, D.C., as we are now just moments away from President Trump and tonight's State of the Union address. Good evening from Washington. I'm Brett Baer.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. Any moment now, President Trump will be announced on the House floor with the familiar call of the Sergeant of Arms. He will make his way down the aisle, and he will get lots of handshakes who all want a second with the president as he makes his way in. And then he's going to lay out what we expect will be a look at a positive agenda that he feels he has accomplished. He wants to lay that out to lawmakers as he lays out his case for the first year here. And of course, to the American people who he will be working to persuade tonight that he's on the right track and that he should be in a good position to move the economy into an even stronger place.
There you see the Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, shaking the hands of the Supreme Court. With that, let's bring in senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich, live from the North Lawn with a preview. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening, Brett. Good evening, Martha. We just got some excerpts of the speech. As expected, heavy focus on the economy and immigration, the two issues that put President Trump in office a second time. He takes a victory lap on his efforts to lower costs for things like prescription drugs and housing. And he takes a swipe at Democrats for the partial government shutdown, giving a defense of DHS for protecting the country from cartels, violence, and drugs. Now, the White House is teasing some possibilities tonight with a bingo card they just posted to X. Some are more likely than others. I would bet he does say the economy is so hot or that we were once a dead country. But I would say after the Olympic hockey loss, not so likely that Canada becomes the 51st state tonight, guys.
Jackie Heinrich live on the North Lawn. Jackie, thanks.
All right, let's bring in our panel for a go-round before the president gets started here. Laura Ingraham of the Ingraham Angle.
Unmute my mic here, so until we're not gonna have to listen to these guys. We'll be watching and seeing John M, William B. What's happening, guys, over there in Wimpkin Warriors? Fixer, what happened to Fix? Texas Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Got everybody rolling in here. That's for a fact, guys. Got a lot of people going on right now, guys. Don't forget Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X. Everybody, get in there and say hi. Everybody, come on and say hi. I want one hi from everybody. Canada, Snow, Mexicans will do what we tell them. Exactly, Radical, right? So, what are you guys expecting to hear? We're going to be watching everything. I want to hear from any of you guys in comments as we're watching. If this is what you expected, not expected. Do you think we're going to hear more about something else that we don't know or whatever? I'm just taking a look at Melania there. So we'll see what guys are still coming in there, and we'll know when they come out there. And hope Texas John, I'm okay. What happened to Texas John? I did not hear that. What's happening? What's going on here, guys? Okay. Baron is one huge. No kidding, Fix. He got some. Yep, there she is. Hot smoking. Yes, they are. Got some of the hottest women in this administration. Is it over? No, it's just beginning, Tammy. There's got some smoking women in this administration. Sean, what happened over there on YouTube, man? What's happening? Hasn't been in chat. Well, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Susan, welcome, Susan. Susan's over there in Wimpkin. I thought he was on last night, or was I wrong? We got to get more people and get her to come in there and say hi. Come on, get her. Just like It's like X. They're hard to get people to talk in X too. When we get people in there, it's just hard to get them to say hi, get them to participate. Probably trying to get viewers to come join us. Yeah, Radical Right, or Sean does that. Sean in YouTube right now, not Radical Right, Sean, but the other ones. He's over in YouTube. He goes to Facebook. He goes to Webkit. He goes everywhere. And oh yeah, so it's awesome. Usually we have Lee, and he'll go all over the place. It has been a minute, Susan. And Lee usually goes in X and everywhere and shares some stuff. Don't forget to share this stuff, guys. That helps people come on in. If you share it onto your pages, they see it, they share it to people, and we get people in here to get the truth to people. That is what it's all about, the truth. So I'm going to turn the volume back up so we don't miss anything.
It's a wonderful opportunity. Like, absolutely use America 250.
Now, that's just what they're talking again about that. On YouTube TV. Oh, cool, Sean. Yeah, I watched Dan Bongino and stuff on my TV on Rumble, but you can't comment when you're watching TV or anything like that. So, but I do that while I'm working out. Uh-oh, here we go. Hold on a sec. Yeah, there he is. There we go. I won't be talking. That goes down there and he'll talk. I won't be talking to him. We'll be chatting and typing. And listen to every word he has to say, because you know tomorrow or tonight after this, the Democrats are going to run their mouth. So that's what we want to talk about first off tomorrow night, guys. Yep, Jeff, Texas Jeff's here. What's happening, Jeff? Let me scoot down through here. So I commented on the post that the U.S. men's hockey team just replaced them. Yes. The Democrats are losing their minds over the men's hockey team being in D.C. today and meeting Trump at the White House. They are losing their minds.
Trying to listen in to some of these discussions. A lot of selfies on the way. That's a new element, Harold, as seeing these State of the Union addresses continue. Steve Scalise and the group escorting the president in behind him. You know, he does have a lot of support in the Republican Party. He is seen as crucial to this midterm election to be essentially on the ballot, even though polls show it could be Democrats who are right now gaining from the current situation. It's part of the president's job to try to turn that dynamic around. There's shaking the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court, which is a moment. Let's listen. And that's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Harold. So it's a big moment. It's consequential tonight.
It's like so. The pageantry of this is never should be understated or underestimated. But we should be clear. This is the real time for the president. Last year when he spoke, he was just coming in. Now you have 3 out of 4 independents who say they don't know if they are fully sure about the president, what he's doing. You have us about to perhaps enter war against Iran. The Ukraine war is not ended. His America First message last year was powerful. We're going to see how he connects the dots tonight. I'm rooting for him, but you got to understand, tonight's a little different night than it was for him a year ago.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Big night for President Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, the State of the Union Address 2026.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States. Second Lady of the United States. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
That's that greasy-haired fuck I was talking about yesterday.
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. Go ahead. That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House. They were in the Oval Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there and they weren't about to say no because I'd never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal. And I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics. And it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. Buddy earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov, TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the TrumpRx website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up into thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records, your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Colden was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Lizbeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight, I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, Homeland Security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats, 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. Amazing. 7. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome 2 young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both. And Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her. So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the prime minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. They came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies, have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby, because we did that. My baby is becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved Uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
It's all they want, because that's what the problem is. They
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Ara. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries, and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies, and we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel, and then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, President Trump, the speech.
Sorry about that. I didn't know it was muted, but damn. There are days. Did you see them Democrats scurrying out like rats that they are? Do I even need to say anything about how worthless pieces of shit that these people are? They have proved to everyone tonight how much they hate this country. They just proved it all. And I mean, you guys saw it yourself. It is, oh my God. It is going to be a hell of a rebuttal. I cannot wait to see what these Democrats say. As soon as I get back from my doctors, I am going to try to find these rebuttals because I'm not going to be able to do it beforehand. I got to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. But they have proven over and over again tonight that they are worthless. Sorry about that, guys. I thought it was, I turned it back on and it clicked back off again. But this is the part that is so bad, it's unreal. I cannot believe how bad this went for these Democrats. They just prove it over and over again. I just shut that off because of it might be freezing up. They are disgusting, Marianne. You're right. I've never seen it so bad like this in my life. They have, if anyone, I don't want to hear another word from these dumbass liberals and so-called Democrats that want to sit there and run their mouths about anything anymore. This just proves they're disgusting pigs. And if you voted for this, you're worse than disgusting. Guys, you saw it here first tonight. And I'm not going to keep you. We were in here for what? It's 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11. Sheesh. Long time, guys. Long-winded. This was a great State of the Union. We will talk more about this tomorrow, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight for the State of the Union address and this talk party that we had. A lot of great conversations going on in chat, guys. I want to thank you. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. for a regular edition of the Conservative Viewpoint, where we'll go over some more of this. I got a lot to break down in my inbox too. I got to download some videos and stuff, but I definitely going to get some of these rebuttals. You know how much they're going to lie, but you all heard it for yourself. And this is the way you slam these dumbass liberals. Because if you didn't, most of them didn't listen to this. And then they're going to want to sit there and they're going to believe everything the Democrats said, right? So you heard it for yourself. Go back at them. Facts. You've got the facts right there yourself. This is the way you get them, guys. So thank you for tuning in again to the Conservative Viewpoint and the State of the Union Watch Party. Thank you for that, Sean. I forgot what I was calling it. But there it is. So, guys, I will see you tomorrow night. So until then, have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to bed. See you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone.